name is Chris Sturhan. Welcome to another episode of Drinks from Eddie Muller's Noir Bar. Each week I take a chapter from the book Eddie Muller's Noir Bar, Cocktails Inspired by the World of Film Noir, and I talk about the film in that chapter and I make the drink associated with it. Today we are going to be discussing the film Suspense and making the drink named after one of its stars, Belita. Now, the film Suspense was released in 1946. It was directed by Frank Tuttle. It stars Barry Sullivan and English Olympic figure skater turned actress Belita. Now, the story involves Barry Sullivan. He is kind of a down on his out guy who comes into town looking for a job. He gets referred to a local nightclub and goes there looking for a job, and it turns out instead of having a floor show for entertainment, they have a figure skating rinks, and they've got a figure skating floor show. Now, which of course happens because, you know, if you've got an actress who's a figure skater, you're going to figure out a way to get her on the ice. Now, Barry Sullivan shows up looking for a job out of nowhere. Eugene Paulette, who plays the assistant manager of the nightclub, gives him a job selling peanuts. Barry Sullivan is immediately very smitten with the star of the figure skating show, played by Belita, and he almost immediately hits on her and finds out that not only is she married, but she's married to the guy who is the manager of the club. But he kind of doesn't let that stop him. He kind of keeps going at it. And at first, Belita kind of gives him the icy shoulder. Yeah, see what I did there? There you go. But eventually, she starts to kind of warm up for her, and he starts to kind of thaw the ice. Now, one of the things that helps him do that is he comes up with a very good idea for how to make the show a little better. And so he suggests that instead of just doing her normal finale, they add a little danger to it. So they create this stunt where she jumps through a hoop of razor sharp swords to increase the danger, and it actually helps. It does help the show, and he kind of works his way up in the nightclub hierarchy. Belita kind of starts to thaw out a little bit toward him when she and her husband go on a vacation. Barry Sullivan has to go up there and find them to deliver a message. They ask him to stay over. When Belita goes to practice her figure skating on a frozen lake in the mountains, Barry Sullivan goes with her, and the husband comes out and tries to shoot him with a high-powered hunting rifle. Unfortunately, the high-powered hunting rifle starts an avalanche, which kills the husband. Or maybe not. It seems like as the movie progresses that maybe he didn't die in the avalanche, and that's kind of what drives the rest of the movie on through its climax. Kind of a fun little pot boiler. Definitely, if you like figure skating and film noir, this is definitely the film for you. It's a little out there, but I think it's, again, one of these movies that you don't necessarily think a whole lot about it. My only serious complaint about it was that it had Eugene Paulette in it, and they don't really do much of anything with him. And I think he's a great character actor. I would have liked to have seen more of him. But other than that, it's a fine movie, and it's definitely worth taking a look if you have a chance. Now, we are going to take a short break, and we're going to come back and make the Belita. It is a blender drink. I only have my wife's, kind of USB powered, battery powered blender. I'm hoping that will work. I've never used it before. We will see. If that doesn't work, I'll be out there with a mallet and the ice bag and just crush up some ice and do it that way. So I hope you stick around for that when we come back and make the Belita. Thank you. And we are back. So I'm going to cheat on this drink a little bit. I asked my wife if we had a blender. She pulled out this USB powered thing, which was not charged, and I didn't leave myself enough time to charge it. So we're doing this kind of the old-fashioned way. I've got some fairly crushed ice. I'm going to just dump that in our mixing glass. And hopefully that is enough. And then we're going to make our drink. Now, the Belita, it starts with 2 ounces of gin. So we're going to take 2 ounces of gin. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is Bombay Sapphire. So there's our 2 ounces. And then we're going to add 1/2 ounce of blue curacao. And 1/4 ounce of white creme de menthe. And the last ingredient's 1/2 ounce of simple syrup. So I can tell right now we're not going to get kind of the slurpy consistency out of this that you would kind of like in this type of drink. But we're going to get a drink out of it, and we're going to see how it looks. So I'm not going to bother with straining this. Dump it in with the ice. It is a very pretty drink. Okay, and for the garnish, we are going with a mint sprig. So I am going to get my mint sprig, wake it up by giving it a little slap and dropping it on the bar top. And we're going to just place it into the drink that way. And I'll turn it this way so the mint sprig is out of the way. So now we're going to sample the Belita. Wow, that's that's pretty tasty. You have to like your mint on this one. It probably would have been toned down if I'd had to make more of a slurpy consistency out of that if I had a blender. But I'm going to give it a thumbs up. I'm going to call this one good. So from a booth in the back of Eddie Muller's Noir Bar, we're going to say cheers. And I hope you join me next week. And I think next week we're going to be doing Mildred Pierce and the drink named after that movie, the Mildred Pierce, which is a mezcal based cocktail. Thanks very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Cheers.